So 2017 was in many ways a year of change for Vattenfall. How would you summarize it, Magnus?
Well, the first thing to say is, of course, that we showed a positive result, first time for 5 years, I think, which is, of course, very good because we need a stable structure financially, and also we look forward to the future. It was also a period where we have shown investments in renewables. We have also shown that we are taking our purpose seriously, in the sense that we are closing down coal-fired plants in Germany and replacing them by gas. What is very important to me is that we also had, in my opinion, result showing a clear improvement in engagement, and I really take that away. So I think we're a more strong, more resilient company now facing an interesting future.
You talk about a new Vattenfall, Anna. What does that mean going forward?
I think it means that our commitment to become fossil-free within 1 generation is actually not just something we say, but something that we do for real. We see that we put the majority of our investments into renewable energy and also into our capability of distributing that energy. Our business development efforts are focused on decentralized customer solutions, but I also think that it means that our way of working need to continue to be increasingly fast and flexible for us to be able to continue down this route.
And Magnus, so this is the first profit in 5 years. What's been driving this change? I mean, not very long ago we did billions in losses.
Well, everybody sees that the electricity price, which was very high many years, 5 years ago, has come down significantly, and I think that makes a big difference for us. Of course, we had to take revaluations, impairments we call them, great losses, and they are financial losses for real. But we have at the same time worked a lot with our own costs, I think, in a very successful way. And we have introduced more renewables, which we can now see an effect of in the result. And I think also we have seen a lot of engagement internally by a lot of people really contributing to this change. So very positive from that aspect.
So Anna, all good, or do you see any area of improvement?
Well, we still live under quite difficult market conditions, I'd say. We have seen an increase in market prices, but that could rapidly change, and there is a lot of new capacity coming into the market. The competitive situation for our sales business is intense, and we do see a pressure downwards on margins. In general, I think it's very important that we don't get caught in the moment of relief and think that the hard work is behind us and now we can relax, but rather accelerate into the next phase of the development.
We're also likely to give dividend to our owner for the first time in 5 years. Why is this important, and do you see any impact on our ability to invest?
The board has proposed a dividend to the annual meeting. I think that's very important because every company, we do exist to pay dividends to our owners, and it doesn't matter if we're a stock listed company or a state-owned company, they expect dividends. So I think from that aspect it's very important. We are not fully living up to the policy that's stated by the government in its ownership directive, but we are coming closer, and it shows that we are doing the right thing. When it comes to the capex part of that, I don't see that changing. We still have a very strong investment plan going forward, so that will not be changed because of a dividend payment.
So Anna, financially we are doing clearly much better, yet we recently announced a 2 billion cost efficiency and savings program called GOLF. Where do we stand?
Well, first of all, it is true that we are doing better and we should be proud of our result in 2017. However, we are not meeting the requirements from our owner, neither in terms of return on capital employed or FFO over adjusted net debt, so we need to continue to improve. GOLF that you are referring to is one of several initiatives, and it's mainly aimed at the staff and support functions. We're looking for simplified and better ways of working, and we are detailing initiatives right now to see what that means in terms of cost savings and number of employees. We're also preparing for co-determination, so we will be able to come back with more details on that, hopefully by the end of March.
So today we're also announcing a new investment plan for the 2 coming years. What areas are prioritized, Magnus?
Well, I mean, we have gone from a period of big maintenance investment to much more of growth investments. We can see that's important in the changing landscape for a company like Vattenfall who wants to participate in this. We are focusing very much on wind in renewables. We're focusing to a certain small part, but still also on solar. We have in the heat business we invest, and we also invest quite a lot in grid, specifically also in Sweden, where we know that we have problems in parts of our network with bad quality. So we need to invest, and I think from that aspect we are doing the right thing, and we have the financial capability to do so.
So last year we expanded into new markets, new areas. How do you see these developing, and do you see any new markets or areas going forward?
Well, one area that I think is very interesting is e-mobility. I think we see a whole new market developing here, and we have skills that are very sort of a good match with that. There's a need to build an infrastructure. We know how to do that. There is a need to maintain and service that infrastructure. We know how to do that. And there is a need to sell electricity in that infrastructure. We know how to do that. So I think if we can combine these skills and experiences with a modern platform way of thinking and also scale fast enough, I think we have a great window of opportunity there.
Magnus, do you want to add something?
Well, I also look geographically at new markets. I think UK is a market where we have established business specifically in the wind side for a long period of time, but we can now see that we are growing into that. We bought a retail company called iSupply, which we will then of course rebrand to Vattenfall in due time. We are looking now also to be able to start network businesses. We are looking at heat, so we're establishing UK as a new market, and I think that's a very interesting development opportunity for us.
So Anna, this is your first report as CFO, Chief Financial Officer for Vattenfall. Any comment, any thoughts so far?
Well, it's been great, and I'm especially impressed to see the result of all the hard work that's been going on for the last few years. But we have also met with all the business areas to discuss the result 2017, but also the plans for 2018. And I think there's still a lot of potential out there, a lot of good business initiatives, and a real hunger to do good business. So I'm looking forward to be part of that.
Speaking of the new year, it's just started. I mean, how are you doing? And Magnus, what's your expectations for 2018?
Well, I hope for another good year, of course. I think we have a lot of things on our agenda. We just talked about investment plans being quite bold. We are going forward with lots of different new investments. We need also to take the purpose further. We have our brand we're going to work quite a lot with during the year. I see a lot of possibilities. Anna talked about e-mobility. I think decentral solutions where we are coming closer to our customers in terms of in-house, for instance. I think we will see a lot of interesting business developments in this year, at the same time as we had to focus on the cost side. And I'm not going to dwell on that much more, but if we do both those things, I think we have the potential to be a very successful company during the coming years.
Thank you both.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.